PSG, take a bow. They've just won the Champions League 5-0 against Inter Milan in the final. Guys, I don't think you're listening. They got to the final against a team who deserved to be in the final. A team that's hard to break down, apparently. Best when their backs are against the wall. And they've smashed them 5-0. I haven't seen a performance like that in a Champions League final ever. Man United against Barcelona. You can see when Barcelona smoked us, 2011 in Wembley Stadium. It comes close. But speaking of Man United, how can Man United learn from PSG? What can we take from what PSG have done? Because don't forget, 2020, PSG were in the final of the Champions League as well. They got to the final. They lost against Bayern Munich 1-0. 5 years later. 5 years is not a long time, guys. In football, 5 years is not a long time. They've changed everything. I'm going to go through what they've done. I'm going to go through some of the steps that they've taken. Literally just finished watching the game now. I'm in awe. I can't believe what I've just seen. Let me show you lot the starting 11 that played against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final 5 years ago. What do you notice? You've got Mbappe, one of the best players in the world at that time. Still is. You've got Neymar, huge name. What a player. Neymar, the guy who was meant to bring them the Champions League. And to be fair, in that season, he was unplayable. Unplayable. Di Maria, what a winger. Ex-Man United player. I don't like you, but you're good. Ander Herrera, ex-Man United player as well. You got Paredes. You got Marquinhos playing in midfield. Juan Bernat, Kimpembe, who is obviously a PSG boy, still in the team now. Thiago Silva, one of the best centre-backs ever. Kera at right back. And Keylor Navas in goal. 1 year later, after they lost in the Champions League final, their promised land apparently. 1 year later, they lost the league to Lille. Do I need to mention who was the striker in that Lille team? I don't think so. But I'm going to do it anyways. Burak Yilmaz. Put some respect on my GOAT. That's besides the point though. Let me get back on any detour I can do to speak about Burak Yilmaz. You know I'm going to take it, guys. If you know me, you know that. Gary Medel, Burak Yilmaz. Only two. But anyways, let's get back on track. Where was I even? 1 year later, after this Champions League final, they lost the league. The steps they've taken since then is like mind-boggling how much ambition this club have, sorry. It has to be, compare Man United, right? Compare Man United and PSG. Their biggest failure, rock bottom for them basically, was losing in the Champions League final and losing the league. Back-to-back years. That was their rock bottom. Man United have hit rock bottom after rock bottom after rock bottom. This is now our rock bottom, right? This is our rock bottom. How do we react? Show me the next 5 years at Man United. I can show you what PSG did. And I'm going to show you what PSG did. Let's see if we can take some lessons. As Man United fans, as Man United board members if you're watching this. Hopefully you are. The first transfer window I want to talk about. The 2022-2023. I believe this is the year that Luis Campos came into the club. So the first step, immediately, get a sporting director, get a technical director, whatever he is. Get someone who knows what they're doing. You're talking about best in the business. You're talking about best in class. Ineos, I'm speaking to you. You're giving me all these promises. Best in class, best in business. Where are they? Omar Barada sold me a dream. Dan Ashworth? Oh, the guy that you thought was best in class. You signed him and you said, yeah, he's not best in class. Where are these best in class board members that you're getting? These recruits, these staff members, where? They brought in Luis Campos. Off the bat, Vitinha, Nuno Mendes. Young players. Have you noticed? Young players. Exciting players. Vitinha, one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. Crucial to their midfield right now. Who else is crucial to their midfield right now? Fabian Ruiz. They knew, they understood. Listen, we need players in midfield who not only can dictate, not only can play, not only have good ball retention and ball possession, but they're dogs. Why is it at Man United we're forced to choose one or the other? We're forced to choose either a dog or a technically gifted player. I.e. Eriksen, technically gifted, but can't run at all. Or Ugarte, runs for the world, but hasn't got it technically. He just doesn't. But here they've got it. Here they've got everyone can do everything. Then you've got a few misses. Let's be real. Carlos Soler, Renato Sanchez, Mukiele. But bear them in mind. Just remember those players that I just mentioned. Yeah? Let's go to who they sold in that transfer window. Kera, obviously one of the starters in that Champions League final. They gave West Ham one of the worst deals of all time. Areola and Kera, right? Sarabio's gone. Idrissa Gueye's gone as well. You got a few other players departing. Angel Di Maria, long-time servant of the club. One of, their best players in recent times. Rafinha and Herrera. Again, these are players who were in the team not too long ago. They were in the starting 11. In the Champions League final. Then, who else? You've got a few other players here and there. But just remember a few of the names that I've mentioned, right? Let's change this. Let's go 1 year forward. Let's see what's changed. Who have they brought in? Kolo Muani. Again, remember this name. Kolo Muani was one of the most exciting strikers in the world in the time they brought him in. Was this just after the World Cup? I believe it was. Just after the World Cup, they brought him in. One of the best strikers, right? Or one of the most exciting strikers, rather. But not only that, they got Kolo Muani and Ramos. Two players who Man United were linked with at that time. We needed a striker at that time. We needed someone. I think it's around the time just before we signed, I'm not going to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say his name. Around that time, they went and signed two. Who else? Ugarte. Just remember these names. They went and bought Ugarte. Again from Portugal. They seem to be doing a lot of business in Portugal. Then they've gone and got Ousmane Dembele, Lucas Hernandez, Bradley Barcola, a player who is exciting in the French league. A French player in the French league. They took him off a rival club, off Lyon. Again, look how young. 20 years old. They brought him in. Ekitike. I believe there was some stuff about bringing him in and sending him out on loan, etc. Kangan Lee. They brought some Brazilian youths as well. Look at this as well. Skriniar, Asensio, and a few other players, right? On free transfers. Which, by the way, I have no idea why Man United don't delve into the free transfer market. It's something that we've never really done, and I have no idea why. Especially if we need funds, if we need, we're short on funds, so get some free players. But also you can flip them. Make some money. Anyways, let's go to the sales. Crucially, let's go to the sales. Neymar. Big player. Huge player for them. Departs. You're not doing it for us. You have to be cutthroat. Have to be ruthless. They saw a market opportunity. El Hilal, one of the worst signings of all time, I'll say it right now. 90 million for Neymar. Oh my God. Verratti, long-time servant of the club. When did he join? Like 2012 or something? Long-time servant of the club. They said, bro, amazing. Big you up. What a player you are. But we need better legs in midfield. There are players, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz. Feds, why are you... What am I doing? Just because I'm stating facts. Ineos are trying to lock me up. Ineos are trying to lock me up. They've dipped. They needed better players in midfield. They needed more legs. They revamped their midfield. First thing they did is said we're gonna get dogs in our midfield, but dogs who can play. Where have you seen that? Other than Gary Medel, name me one. Who else did they get rid of? They get rid of a few French players here and there. Icardi, again, surplus to requirements. Agent, Draxler, get gone. Wijnaldum, Paredes. There's a few other players. Crucially, Neymar and Messi in the same window. F your big names. That's what they said. This is a rebuild. We need to strip this team down. A rebuild isn't just building on top. That's just build. That's no rebuild. That's just build. You're just putting players on top of terrible foundations, which is what Man United have been doing for years. These lot said, nah. Messi, you're gone. Ramos, you're gone. Let's see who else. Right? Now, we're going to move on to this transfer window. This season that's just passed. Like I said, remember a few of the names, right? I don't even want to go to here first. I'm going to go down. Why? They brought in Ugarte the season before. They said, you're not good enough. I'll be real. For us, you're not good enough. Get gone. But Man United, for some reason, whenever we sign a player, I don't know if it's in the contract. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a club policy. We have to give them 4 to 5 years minimum just to settle in, take wages, do whatever, and then ship them off. Why? Why can't we just bring a player in? You're not good, go. Højlund. He's been here for 2 years now. Anana, 2 years. Shouldn't have lasted 1. They shouldn't have lasted 1. You've got Mason Mount. That transfer window, oh my God. What a terrible transfer window. Casemiro. Great first year. Second year, should have gone. Maybe it's been a blessing in disguise that he stayed for this season, because Amorim was able to get the best out of him. But really and truly, if we move like a serious club, should have gone, and better replacements should have come in. And we'll get to some of these better replacements. Danilo Pereira, Dip, Ekitike, like I just told you. Right now, one of the best players in one of the best strikers, one of the best upcoming strikers. Liverpool are looking at him, Chelsea are looking at him, etc. They don't care. If you're not part of our rebuild, go and succeed elsewhere. You see Man United fans now sad that we sold Scott McTominay, sad that we sold Elanga. Why? Let them go and flourish. At the time, they weren't part of our team. They weren't part of a rebuild of what we wanted to do. And it makes sense. It's fine. Maybe he wouldn't have been the player who he is now if he had stayed. It's fine. It makes sense. Let's go down a little bit. Kolo Muani. We bought you for 90 M's. You're not good enough. Dip. Ruthlessness. In a rebuild, you have to be ruthless. You have to be. There's no choice but to be ruthless. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. There's so many players at Man United now that we know we want to get rid of. Rashford is going. Sancho is going. Onana we know we don't want. Højlund we know we don't want. But we're scared to get rid of these players. We can't get rid of these players. Why? Why are we waiting? I don't care if we're going into June now and the transfer window opens in July. Have to be ruthless. Mbappe. Luis Enrique comes in. This Mbappe guy, I'm going to try and get the best out of him. But if he doesn't follow my instructions, if he doesn't listen to me, if he doesn't press, if he thinks he's a superstar, he's a big name, get rid of him. I'll win the Champions League. Furthermore, I'll win the treble without him. Get rid of Mbappe and I'll win you the treble. Imagine he had said that. Everyone would be like, what the hell do you want? He brought in players, and we've noticed, and I'll go back up so you can see, players who want to work hard for the team. Have the desire to work for the team. I'm not talking about Doué. Have the desire to work hard for the team. Play the manager's system. Play how the manager wants to play. Hungry. Young. Talk about youth and courage at Man United. Where is it? Where is it? Because PSG are showing it. I don't know where we're showing it. Juan Bernat. We've got 5 Juan Bernats at Man United. Luke Shaw was signed under Louis van Gaal. He's still at the club. Diogo Dalot was signed under Mourinho. He's still at the club. That's our type of Juan Bernats. Asensio, brought him in, you're not good enough, dip. Carlos Soler, brought him in, you're not good enough, dip. Skriniar, brought him in, you're not good enough, dip. Mukiele, dip. Sanchez, dip. Navas, thank you for the Champions League final where we lost, dip. Ruthlessness. Get rid. Whether it's a loan, whether it's a free transfer, whatever it is, they're better off without these players. If we truly want to rebuild, we have to get rid of these players. Let's go to who they brought in. Who's my man? Chill out. Let's go to who they brought in. I'm going to get onto my man. For now. Ugarte was brought in. They realized he's not good enough for them. They shipped him. We paid for Ugarte. That money that we paid for Ugarte allowed them to go and sign João Neves. João Neves is one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. I don't care. Him, Ruiz and Vitinha, who they've signed all 3 players in the past 2-3 years, is the best midfield right now. I don't care. It's the best midfield in Europe. What a midfield. They bossed Inter Milan just off that midfield alone. They couldn't get close. And we helped them build it. Desiree Doué, similar to Barcola, there's a talent in our league. He's French. We need him. This was Man United. This was Man United. Any exciting English player in the Premier League, we were all over. All over. Whether it be at youth age, whether it be someone in the youth academy, young, talking John Terry, nearly joined Man United, or whether they be experienced, or up and coming, or a wonder kid, Rio Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer we wanted. All these players, English, in our league, the best English players used to play for Man United. PSG are going out and signing the best French talented players in France. Because they understand it's a project. 10, 15 years down the line, you're still going to be valuable to us. And look what happened today. This Desiree Doué guy, he's fake. He's done more for PSG than his idol. If you disagree, shut up. Pacho, what a signing. Where did they find him? What a signing. What a defender. My man, Safanov, big up you. Never seen you in your life. Never seen you in my life. That's about it. That's about it. But what did they realize? Cool, we've got a good team. We've got a good core. We're not going to win the Champions League like this. We're not going to win the Champions League like this. We need another hitter. We need a big player. We need one of the best players in the world. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. They saw a market opportunity and they went for it. Something that Man United don't do at all. At all. We don't go and sign market opportunity players. We don't. When there's a player who's so good and is valued at a price where it either matches what they should be asking, what the club should be asking, or matches their output, matches the player's ability, matches the player's quality, or under. We don't take advantage of that. We'll let another team go and take advantage of it, another team to go and have a bargain, but we won't do it. 70 million euros for Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. That's a flipping bargain to win you the Champions League. And he's been the difference maker. He's been the difference for them this whole season and winning the Champions League. Already, how many lessons have we learned? How many? Young players who have desire, who want to play for the team, who want to play for the manager, who fit the manager's system. The manager went out and said, I need these players for my system. Getting rid of big names. I don't care if you're a big name. If you're not going to play my style, go. And to be fair to Amram, he's done that so far. But I need to see more of it. Ruthlessness from the club. You bring in a player, you're not good enough, go. I don't care if you've been here 1 year, I don't care if you've been here 10 years. Dip. You're not good enough anymore. Now, I've shown you the starting 11 from 2020. Let me show you the starting 11 from 2025. Just today, that they played. Donnarumma in goal, one of the best goalkeepers in the world on form this season. Hakimi. What a player. One of the best right backs in the world. Nuno Mendes, who they signed, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Pacho, who they signed this season. Marquinhos, the only survivor. What's this? Dip out of here, man. The only survivor from that team until now. One player has survived in that starting 11. One. Do I need to mention again Luke Shaw? Do I need to mention Diogo Dalot? Do I need to mention that Johnny Evans was at our club last season? The guy played under Sir Alex. And these lots, in 5 years, they've kept one player in the starting 11. Kimpembe's on the bench. Nice. That's about it. Look at that midfield. Vitinha, Neves, Ruiz. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Technical dogs. It's a new breed. It's a new breed. Technical dogs. Not staffs, not flipping chihuahuas. Technical dogs. They can play. They can boss you around. They can do whatever. You're not getting the ball off them. But wallahi, if they lose that ball, I promise you, you're going to see them hound you. Hound. But that's not the only place they press. Because look up top. Kvicha, Doué, and Dembele. You know these dons, every time Inter had the ball, they were just like this. They were just waiting. They were, go on, I dare you. I dare you. And then just unleash. Playing for the manager. Playing the system of the manager. Messi wasn't. Messi couldn't, to be fair, at that age. Neymar wasn't, and Mbappe wasn't. Go! On paper, Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi is better than Kvicha, Doué, and Dembele. By name. But this works better. Why are Man United so scared of being this ruthless? And we've said it time and time again. Give us a front three. Give us Cunha, Mbeumo, and a striker, a Gyökeres or a Mateta or whatever. Their names don't sound wow. But we know it's going to work. We know it's going to take us up. But we're scared to pull the trigger. For whatever reason, I don't know. Man United. I hope you watched. I hope you watched this Champions League final. And I hope you saw how in 5 years' time, PSG absolutely changed the whole course of their history. They won their first ever Champions League. Ever. Their destiny was ripped up and changed in those 5 years because they put their head down and said, listen, this is our all-time low. For now, this is disaster for us. Champions League and then the next season losing League 1. No, guys, it's not good enough. A whole rebuild is needed. We've got too many old players. We've got too many players who are on too much wages. Look at their bench. Look at their bench. Zaire Emery, Barcola. They got young. Who's the young Malulu, whatever his name is? Where did he come from? I've never seen him in my life. Scored in the Champions League final. Come on. Come on. Trust what the manager wants. Hire actual best in class. Be ruthless. Sign young players. Change. Don't be afraid to rip up, rebuild. Guys, I need you to understand. Please don't just build. I need a rebuild. We haven't had a rebuild at Man United. We haven't. We haven't had all of you players dip. All you guys come in. We haven't had that. That's a rebuild. If it takes a year and a half, 2 years, I'm willing to wait. 3 years, I'm willing to wait. But it needs to start from now. Show me signs. Show me that you want to get rid of these players. Because right now, it seems like you can't get rid of Rashford, Sancho, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, Onana, Højlund. You can't. You're telling me to prepare that they have to stay. Why? Guys, let me know your thoughts. What else can Man United learn from PSG? But, in all honesty, PSG, wow. Ici, c'est Paris. Ici, c'est Paris. Whatever that means. I think it means like, subscribe. It's a growing channel. You know I need your support. And comment. Let me know what you think. Until next time, guys.